Akamfo wakasa bi omokasa se ayana eto a etrebe mabo. So it is somehow unheard of when a man comes out claiming that he's been abused by a woman. But the truth of the matter is there are lots more men out there who are being abused and who are in abusive relationships. They may be abused financially, emotionally, and I dare say sexually as well. My name is Yasakma. I'm going to be your host for this episode of Unscripted series. And today, we are looking at men in abusive relationship. And as usual, I have some amazing guests. I have two men who are going to help me do the discussion. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
CJTV Studio has a professional ultra-modern television studio available for rentals. Our studio is equipped for the most demanding multi-camera productions of broadcasting quality. CJTV Studio is ready for use, and the rental price includes a technical crew, camera equipment, lighting, sound, and live video editing. We can also easily make live broadcasts on the internet. Rent our TV studio for your news bulletins, interviews, talk shows, fashion shows, webcasts, religious broadcasts, sports shows, and auditions. Contact CJTV Studio for appointments on the following numbers: 0302-220-715 or 0545-059-319.
Do you need a place to hold an event or a place to lodge? Joe's Place, located on the West Hills near New Botiano, Accra, is the place for you.
You are welcome to Joe's Place.
We have a state-of-the-art event center fully equipped with lighting, LED display screens, and sound system. You can hold your live events, live musical concerts, wedding receptions, birthday parties, and church services at our event center. Our wedding reception package includes free decoration of the 200 seating capacity hall. We also provide wedding chairs, tables and covers, flower stands, couple chairs, wedding backdrops. Our 18-bedroom guest house has standard rooms which can be used by 1 or 2 visitors. We provide restaurant services for our guests. You can locate Joe's Place at Red Top, New Botiano, Accra, just some few minutes drive from the West Hills Mall. Please call 0302-961-906.
CJTV, in partnership with the National Theatre, presents Miss Aquaba Fest 22. Are you 18 years and above? And do you have some knowledge about Ghana, our culture, and tourism? Get ready to participate in the maiden edition of the Miss Aquaba Fest, slated for Saturday, 6th August 2022 at the National Theatre, Accra. Auditions will take place on Friday 1st and Saturday 2nd July 2022 at the ultra-modern CJTV Studios at Bekala Pass, Accra. Hurry and register now at www.aquabafestivals.com or call 0245 200 401 or 0242 157 111 for all enquiries. Registration is free. Juicy prizes await the ultimate winner of Miss Aquaba Fest 22, 10,000 cedis cash, a fully loaded paid for one trip to Dubai plus pocket money, and also the opportunity to feature on the cover page of the Aquaba Fest 22 magazine. Register now to take part in this 4-week tourism reality show to crown the winner of the maiden edition of Miss Aquaba. Aquaba Festival 22 is brought to you under the auspices of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture and powered by CJ Multimedia. Sponsors.
Welcome back. As I said earlier, today we are looking at why men endure abusive relationships. And to do the discussion with me, I have two wonderful gentlemen in the house. Next to me is Delali.
Hello, yeah.
Hello. How are you?
We did.
Charlie, how's the week been?
Accra stay by plan, so you're going to
This Accra stay by plan.
You know that.
After the show, we will continue.
It's not easy, but it's well.
It is. Next to Delali is Long. Hi.
Hi.
This voice, yeah, Charlie. It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Yes, and it's always a joy to see you, honestly.
Same here. It's good to be here again.
Thank you for making it. So gentlemen, we are looking at abuse. What was your first reaction to it?
abuse is a very bad thing, no matter where it's coming from, no matter who is receiving it. It's a bad thing. And today we are speaking about men, so I'll say that for men, abuse is something that sets down. It takes away some form of self-worth from us. It gives us stress, especially when you can do something about it, but due to one thing or the other, you are held back from reacting. It takes away all the machoism, the manism in you, and you just cow in and become something small just because for one reason or the other, somebody has taken it upon herself, usually your wife or your girlfriend, to mete out some unfair words, attitude, physical attacks or interaction with you. But on the whole, it's not a good thing, no matter who is at the receiving end. And those giving it out to, sometimes they should just temper a little bit with mercy when it comes to these things, because for men it takes down our guard, and it's not good.
All right, Lom. So if it's taking this much from men, why are you not talking about it?
Well, according to some research that I looked at before coming here, you'd have to appreciate that about every 1 in 4 men would have been abused at some time in his life. And these are even reported cases. Very often when we hear about abuse in the domestic settings or in relationships, it's the women or the women who are more of the victims here. But men are victims too of abuse. And like Delali said, the abuse can take various forms. I think the problem with the reportage or coverage on abuse suffered by men is the fact that, inherent in it is this deep-seated societal orientation that man does not complain, should not complain, and also the fear of the victims to be stigmatized by society. What form of man are you to be abused by your wife or your girlfriend? That's like the first question. Everybody expects a man to be, manly, be a bit violent, like I put it. But the whole thing. A man, a man should be bold, should be strong, and face whatever stands in his way, or whoever stands in his way. And it's easier to think that all men are like that. But then, on the other hand, too, society now is also teaching and encouraging men who are perceived to be the stronger sex to exercise some restraint when dealing with their partners, women in most cases. And so now the man is caught up in the middle between reacting to abuse as a defense mechanism or as a form of expression of his manliness, and also exercising restraint, as a general response, which we are being taught now. So we are telling men that you do not beat a woman, but I think we are failing to tell a woman that you do not beat a man, or you do not abuse a man, verbally. I don't know. I'm sure we'll come back to that. But so the men are caught up in the middle. How do I respond to this? This is not right. This is abuse. But how do I respond? Shall I react physically? Shall I meet the form of abuse with the same type of abuse I'm getting to? Or should I just take it in like a man? So if you consider the confusion in the middle of all this, you would appreciate the fact that a lot of abuse suffered by men go unpunished and largely unreported.
Now, Dela, if what Long just explained is how complex the man's situation is, why do we tend not to believe the man when he's finally able to come out to talk about abuse. It looks like for most times, so then it goes to buttress the fact that it will go unpunished, because when I don't even believe in it, for me to go through, to investigate, to met out some punishment to the person that is giving the abuse. Why then do we not believe the man when he's able to muster courage and come out and talk about the abusive situations?
Yeah, you look at a man, probably look at his spouse or his partner, you see the physical difference. Then you find it very difficult to understand how probably the woman is smaller than him, how she was able to, dish out physical abuse on the man. It's unheard of. Nobody's going to believe it, because macho man, then small woman beats you. It doesn't make sense. So even the man himself can't even bring himself to even report it in the first place, because people are going to laugh at him. You see, and that is what needs to stop. A man's decision not to react to a woman's attack doesn't mean he's soft. But society has taken it that a man who doesn't react when a woman dishes out abuse is a softie. When he reacts in equal measure, he's an abuser.
He's a bully.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if, for instance, a man goes to report even to the police that his wife is abusing him, they go like, Bema pan ojinaho, I'm a babo. They'll say, you go and tell friends, they'll laugh at you. Then someone will start giving you advice. Masa, you be man, no. If she hit you, hit them some. That leads to the man taking things into his own hands and dishing out his own version of abuse, which will, at the end of the day, tend to be a bad thing for the man. But meanwhile, he was at the receiving end, and he just did what humans naturally do, react to situations. So I think society must come to terms with the fact that women can dish out abuse to men as equally as men do to them. And most times, men would not be able to come out, because if my wife beats me, I can't go in public and go and say that my wife beats me. First, I'm ridiculing myself, ridiculing my wife, ridiculing my marriage. So I wouldn't want to do that. The unfortunate situation is that we men, we thrive on respect. You understand? We thrive on respect from women. Yes, when our women give us some form of high-level respect, our love for them goes higher, naturally. So even in the Bible, it never said women love your husband. It said woman respect your man, because that's what we live with. That gives us, some form of feel-good factor. So if a woman disrespects the man by abusing him physically, verbally, emotionally, in all manner, it takes out that, courage he has as a man. And a lot of things happen at the end of the day. He chooses to do some other things that are also not socially accepted. And then we have hell breaking loose. So it's high time that people accept that men can be at the receiving end. And sometimes it's not because they can't react or can't fight back, but it's also sometimes in the nature of a man not to hit a woman. So he will take it quietly. But when it gets too much, what happens?
He just rebel.
That's it.
If I may, I'm just trying to imagine this thing. Imagine a man walking to a DOFSU office and reporting that his wife has been sexually abusing him. How would the DOFSU officers react to a situation like that? Probably laugh him out of the office.
Yeah, there's been cases where people have complained that, you go to police stations or DOFSU offices, and the first reaction is laughter.
Yeah.
Before they actually realize, oh, I'm in a position not to even laugh at you. So that's rather unfortunate, especially when it even comes from your circle of friends. As men,
Yeah.
So our social orientation is really something that
And
we need to look at.
You would be shocked to know that even within the same circle of friends, there are a lot more going through similar or even worse situations at home, you know, and they also just handling like that. So, like you said, it's about time society got to come to terms with the fact that that sometimes the victim is not always the man. Okay, we have had so much of the story where the man is the perpetrator, you know, and so we seem to have been conditioned a particular way to look at abuse that that one thing that the man metes out to the woman. But no, abuse is abuse, regardless of whoever is meting it out. And sometimes the perpetrator can be the woman. Okay, there are sexual abuse, okay, where they either withhold sex for unreasonable reasons, sometimes as a form of punishment, or sometimes they can even make it as a reward. Yeah, reward. Okay, so if you do X, Y, Z to me, sometimes maybe the man is probably not in a position to do it at that time, but no, you would have to find a way of getting it done. Then you get sex as a reward for that. When sex within,
It is.
Very crazy.
Okay, so let's go into what abuse is, how we can get to know. Often when we say abuse, the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is physical abuse. But I think that for most people suffer more than just physical abuse. So when a man walks to you're checking his body, but your face looks fine, your skin, you don't have any broken bone. I don't want to believe you. What are some of the traits that, and I'll start with you, Long.
Okay.
What are some of the traits that we can look at to know that I'm traveling a path that I need to be careful about, else I go into an abyss where it will be difficult?
So, like you rightly said, sometimes it's not physical. It's not always physical. And these traits are both ways. From if it was a woman that was at the receiving end of it, the characteristics would be the same as it is for the case of the man. So, well, we can consider something like low self-esteem. Okay, because continuous abuse chips away your confidence over time. Okay, it makes you feel less. You know, some people have to check out. Some men have to check out every decision they need to take with their wives. It's not wrong. It's healthy. You know, if you need to just do a cross check, at least keep her in the loop. That is what I'm going to do. Okay, but if you can't, you know, we under the fear that, okay, well, if my wife finds out about this, man, you are toast. Okay, and so then you begin to wonder, like they say, who wears the trousers in the house? Okay, if I don't want to make it look like a matter of power, but then abuse is a matter of power. Okay, abuse is a matter of power. Abuse is such that once the woman knows that you cannot react, once the woman knows that you probably occupy a certain office in public, where if they heard that you've touched your wife, you've beaten your wife, you reacted to your wife, it was going to cost you so much. Once she knows what a scandal like that can do for you, then she begins to now pull the strings. That's an abuse. Abusing your power. You know, okay, you have an app on him. So then you're going to utilize it as much as possible to make sure that you bend his will to you. Okay, if the relationship is more of a master-servant, you know, where she always wants her way, she's not open to compromise, but you have to go with what, it's either my way or no way, okay, or the highway. You know, then you must know that, okay, she is prone to be abusive. These are some of the traits. You've got to look out for, you know, how she... And then, you know, there's this thing, we don't pay attention, but we should pay attention. There are some people, you notice that there's some people when they speak, they have to get physical. Oh, you dear, you're always like this. So it's something we ignore. You understand? When we keep on, some people talk and they are, why are you hitting me? Why are you hitting me?
Yeah, so
you understand? Why are you hitting me? You know, a little.
actually hits.
Yeah, there's a tap, but hit. So a little tap here, slap here. You know, one time she's upset over something, which probably isn't even your fault. Sometimes the thing is not your fault. Okay, but you made me do it. You understand? So why didn't you tell me about, and I have had an occasion where I went to visit someone, and then she, in her haste, she was so happy, in her haste to come see me, she gets up and the phone smashes. She has the phone on her laps, so her phone falls on the floor and then smashes up. Okay, now I was not yet in the room when that happened. I was visiting, and so when she comes to meet me, then she says, "Oh, my phone just smashed up. It was because I was coming to see you." And the way she was going about the thing, it was as if I was to be blamed. Yeah, maybe if I didn't. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I sympathize with that. Okay, but gee, I didn't cause that. You could be a bit more careful with that. You see, so we should not ignore some of these traits. Okay, for me, when I saw it, and then the subsequent, comments she made, and then I'm like, no, I can't. I saw this thing. I can't put my head in this thing again. Okay, and then that drew me away from her. So there are signs, there are traits. How the person's body language. Okay, is this person responsible enough to take responsibility for her actions, or is she blaming you all the time for her actions and inactions? Okay, once you begin to identify situations like that, you should know that you are with someone who has the potential of becoming abusive later on. Yeah.
There are also women who, sometimes we as men identify women who can be or who are potential abusers, but because we feel we are men, we overlook that as a red flag when we are entering a relationship with such people. During the courtship period, sometimes you realize how she reacts to situations, how her anger level goes. I've experienced that before, and it was a mistake I did. How she gets angry at other people. I overlooked it. I thought, well, it wasn't me. So then it started hitting me. The slightest thing, anger here, insults there, then you ask yourself, why, how? That is also something men miss. Another thing too is this. Unfortunately, sometimes we get our spouses, as our partners, the females, having a form of vengeful, how would I put it? They become vengeful due to our inactions. Maybe a man has, or I have gone to, slide on the side. She's gotten to know about it. Then I have repented. But as a result of my action, she becomes abusive. She either withholds sex, becomes very disrespectful, speaks to me anyhow because you went to do it. You want her to stay. So she becomes a beast on you. That is also a trait. Or it's actually a causal trait, because a man, sometimes we also cause our women to become the kind of beasts that they turn out to be at the end of the day. So we do that. They become vengeful. They react in so many bad ways. We don't understand. But what can we do? We have caused it, so we accept it quietly. It takes away our self-confidence, but we know that, so we just have to swallow our pride and take it in. It gets to a point we just, call off their bluffs, and then everything goes sky high. There are also the women who, how do you call it? The clingy type. You can't have a female friend. The very moment she sees you with another person, another woman, hell breaks loose. It's an abuse. You can't have a female friend just because you are with her. No, whether you are married to her or not, you just can't have one. She'll dress you down in front of everybody.
Is it maybe because of how you treat the woman, or
not necessarily how you treat them? Some people are just clingy. They just want you in their space and nobody else. Then we have the kind who find themselves more affluent than you are. She's richer than you, so she's boss. Maybe she, gives you handouts once in a while. So she dictates the pace. When you step out of line a little bit, she cracks the whip. But that's not supposed to be so. The fact that you give me money, or we're in a relationship, but the tides have turned a little, you are more well-to-do than I am, doesn't mean that you should lord everything that you feel on me. But they do it, unfortunately. So you have to toe every line that she strings, whether you like it or not. If you don't do it, it's either her way or the highway for you.
And as a mother, can be quite suffocating.
Very suffocating. Very suffocating. So you find out that men in such relationships, you either end up getting BP, getting stress, this anxiety, erectile dysfunctions, and all those kind of. They create a lot of problems for a man. Some even become suicidal or homicidal, because if I can't take it anymore, maybe out of anger I hit you, then you are dead.
Yeah.
You see, so at the end of the day, it's just, for me, it's just a bad thing. My experience in an abusive relationship has taught me that, look, abuse is abuse. Abuse is not good. And if it's coming from a woman, even though she's also a human being, it's equally not good, just like coming from a man, because it takes away whatever union that you have, that love that bond that you have, it breaks it. And for a man, as soon as you start disrespecting him, believe you me, that bond he had, that love he had for you, or he has for you, it wears thin gradually until it wears thin at all, goes away, and then he too becomes a monster.
I'll give you an example.
Please do.
So I was with this lady one time, and sometimes it's the words. It's what you tell, what they say. So from about 10 years ago, I was with this lady, and she had this habit of talking down. Talk down at people, talk down at me. So you think you're something big, and you think you're Facebook. What is those things you write on Facebook, and you see people all over you too, but you, who are you? She had, I think she was doing her master's then, and I had started a master's program, and I, for one reason or the other, I didn't complete that. So for some funny reason, she just thought somehow doing her master's or being in a master's program, I don't know, gave her some edge over me or something,
Once they reach a certain age,
It was funny. Oh, and then see, she could talk about anything. Oh, stop chewing like that. And how do I chew? Stop walking. And when you're walking, you always. She had this term. I've forgotten it. She has some funny thing, and the way you're walking.
Worst case scenario is when you're going to visit, you're going to see some group of friends of hers, and she'll tell you how to behave,
How to dress, how to talk.
Okay. The way you walk in, I don't like the way you walk. When you're walking, you're always forgotten the term, And she was criticizing everything.
No, but in my mind, why stay with somebody if you're going to criticize the person
Exactly.
the whole time?
The whole time.
Is that not a lot of work?
And meanwhile, there was nothing wrong with me. So it got to a point, I began to think, am I okay? How do I eat? How do I chew food? How do I walk? How do I sit? How do I talk? Okay, I mean, take something as, cause like this scenario. So I'm with her in the kitchen, then she's talking about her boss and some sort of situation she was with him. And so, she's going on and feeling bad about it and everything. I mean, you're my girlfriend. I mean, if you had a bad day, if you tell me about it and I'm there with you, what better way to come, you'd be okay, forget about the boss and that kind of thing. So I was in the kitchen with her and I walked up to her and then I held her. And then, so I'm just holding her and like patting her at the back. I'm like, oh, you'll be okay. Don't mind this boss. And she said, oh, so there you brought for some. That's what she said. And then I'm lost because what am I supposed to do to you again? Do you understand? I thought this was what I was supposed to do as a loved one. I'm supposed to soothe your pain and assure you and, help you go through a bad day, But it was that bad. Her level of abuse was really that petty. So it gets to a point to begin to wonder, are you the problem? Is everything all right with you? Okay, I mean, you could be having sex and then it's okay. In the middle of it. Yes. Call it whatever. Quietus interruptus, quietus finitus, quietus abort mission. Yes. So in the middle of it. I mean, there we are. There I am. Giving it all my best. Thinking I am winning it. Thinking I am making all my ancestry proud and everything. And then she comes in and it's okay. And then, I mean, what am I supposed to do? It was that bad, really that bad. Wow. So I mean, it got to a point. I'm like, you know what? I don't think that. You have what you look out for in a man, okay, and I have what I look out for in a woman. I thought I had it in you, but it looks like what you are looking for, you don't find it in me. So, let's call it a day.
It is what it is. Okay, so hold your thoughts. When we come back, I'm going to find out from you two what goes through your mind or what goes through a man's mind. Since you've also have previous cases of abuse when all these things are happening. So, viewers, we're going to have a breather at this point and we'll be right back.
CJ TV Studio has a professional ultra-modern television studio available for rentals. Our studio is equipped for the most demanding multi-camera productions of broadcasting quality. CJ TV Studio is ready for use and the rental price includes a technical crew, camera equipment, lighting, sound, and live video editing. We can also easily make live broadcasts on the internet. Rent our TV studio for your news bulletins, interviews, talk shows, fashion shows, webcasts, religious broadcasts, sports shows, and auditions. Contact CJ TV Studio for appointments on the following numbers: 0302-220-715 or 0545-059-319.
Do you need a place to hold an event or a place to lodge? Joe's Place, located on the West Hills near New Botiano, Accra, is the place for you.
You are welcome to Joe's Place.
We have a state-of-the-art event center fully equipped with lighting, LED display screens, and sound system. You can hold your live events, live musical concerts, wedding receptions, birthday parties, and church services at our event center. Our wedding reception package includes free decoration of the 200 seating capacity hall. We also provide wedding chairs, tables and covers, flower stands, couple chairs, wedding backdrops. Our 18-bedroom guest house has standard rooms which can be used by 1 or 2 visitors. We provide restaurant services for our guests. You can locate Joe's Place at Red Top, New Botiano, Accra, just some few minutes drive from the West Hills Mall. Please call 0302-961-906.
CJ TV, in partnership with the National Theatre, presents Miss Aquaba Fest 22. Are you 18 years and above? And do you have some knowledge about Ghana, our culture and tourism? Get ready to participate in the maiden edition of the Miss Aquaba Fest, slated for Saturday 6th August 2022 at the National Theatre, Accra. Auditions will take place on Friday 1st and Saturday 2nd July 2022 at the ultra-modern CJ TV Studios at Bekala Paz, Accra. Hurry and register now at www.aquabafestivals.com or call 0245 200 401 or 0242 157 111 for all enquiries. Registration is free. Juicy prizes await the ultimate winner of Miss Aquaba Fest 22, 10,000 cedis cash, a fully loaded paid for one trip to Dubai plus pocket money, and also the opportunity to feature on the cover page of the Aquaba Fest 22 magazine. Register now to take part in this 4-week tourism reality show to crown the winner of the maiden edition of Miss Aquaba. Aquaba Festival 22 is brought to you under the auspices of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture and powered by CJ Multimedia. Sponsors:
Welcome back. And as you know, we are discussing today why men endure abusive relationship. It's been very informative so far. So I'm going back to Lom and Della. But I'll start with Della. Della, we've been having some good discussion so far.
Yeah, sure.
Now, for a man that goes through abuse, what goes through their minds? What goes through your mind?
Well, so many things go through the mind of a man. First, he asks himself, why? Is it me? Because sometimes, the abuse can be so serious, especially the verbal ones, the insults. I know somebody who can insult you that much for your spirit to actually leave your body, to ask yourself, is it me that is being insulted this much? And it breaks you. Sometimes when that happens, you can't even do anything at all. So, because here lies somebody you love so much, and the person raining insults on you. You can't even get angry. Even if you can even break down and cry. Or maybe when you leave that space, you go and then, take a retrospect of whatever has happened, and then you break down and cry. You lose some form of self-worth. It's like you're useless. Because every now and then, you are being hit. Barrage of insults, words of discouragement and all hitting you left, center, right. Your self-worth diminishes. Gives you stress. You can be stressed out. At the end of the day, you get BP and all that kind of thing because your mind is always racing. Why is she doing this? Why can't she just, be a calm person? Why is she doing this? And worst case scenario is when you can't even up and leave. So you're enduring. Your sex life diminishes. You get the anxiety, community dysfunction.
All this and all that.
Because when it happens like that, you are even afraid to, have a normal conversation with the person. Because you just don't know what will happen for her to start, hitting you with insults or physically abusing you or anything. So it takes away a lot of confidence in a man. So you find out that even kids who are abused by their parents, boys, look at them as they grow up. The abuse they get from the woman, from their mom, or from their big sisters, or from other women, as they grow up, they live with it. And they become timid. You wouldn't understand why the man has become a timid person, but it is, you go down history, you find out that when he was growing up, where do your door, where do your bar, just because he doesn't like to do giddy giddy. He doesn't want to, come out with, that boldness. He just likes to be assertive to things. But you think that his decision to be assertive makes him a weakling. They always expect us to be aggressive. So once you see, sometimes because a man is assertive, he's not aggressive, the perception is he's weak. But that is not what it is. And so because the perception is that the man is weak as a result of his assertiveness, you try to, lord things over him, you try to be abusive and that kind of thing. And that one too is bad. So I think that going forward, in as much as men can be assertive and aggressive, they have to find a way of drawing a line. But I guess we'll get there definitely.
We definitely will. Lom, I'll take your thoughts on that. Because you've also have some experiences with some form of abuse.
Help but agree with what was saying. At some point you wonder, are you the problem? Okay, and every victim goes through this. You're always thinking, are you the one causing this? What could you be doing? What am I doing to make her treat me this way? Understand? The disrespect, the insults, sometimes it's financial, and sex and all that. Okay, so in the mind of the victim, you think you are rather the perpetrator, and that if you behaved properly, Okay, if you just when I was having some of these experiences, I thought there were days I would look myself in the mirror and then try and walk, because she was always complaining about how I was walking.
To find out if there's
anything wrong, so I'm asking my friends, do I walk, yeah, okay, and I asked myself, is there anything wrong? I mean, here's someone I could actually go out with to the Accra Mall, and then we'll go for dinner, and then, just a normal thing. People take pictures, and then, yeah, this is the woman of my life or something, so I just put it online. And then I wake up the next morning, and she's called me several times throughout the night because she's received calls from people like, oh, this guy posted you. We saw your photo on Lom's wall or something, okay? And then she calls me, she's like, which picture did you put up there? And then I shared up, oh, this is a photo. I mean, yesterday's dinner, we had this. Will you take that picture down? Will you take that picture down? Who told you to put my picture on? And I'm like, what is wrong? There's nothing wrong with this picture. You're a very pretty young lady. There's nothing wrong with the photo. I just put it up there. Just, I mean, the people we love, we show them forth to, you understand? And then something as petty as that. Okay, something as petty as that. And then when you look across the fence, people are actually worrying their boyfriends to post their photos online. You understand? But something as petty as this becomes a big issue in my relationship, because my girlfriend is wondering, why on earth did you put a picture of me out there?
Wow.
Okay.
Sometimes too, when a man actually pushes a woman to become abusive, like a man goes to cheat on his woman, and then he becomes remorseful, the women sometimes go above and
no,
beyond.
I don't want.
And
I don't want us to go into that side. Otherwise, though it may be true, sometimes it makes it look like the man caused it.
Of course, yes, that's what I'm going to
And I don't want us to look at it that way, because there are women who are hiding behind some of these things just to show who they really are, or something that they've been wanting to do all the while. So the minute we bring it, okay, you made me do this, you're not owning up to what I've done.
Yes.
So for purposes of this,
Okay.
I don't want us to go into that, because
okay,
often when issues of men, especially in society where, like you say, we think the man should always be in control. Yeah. You don't think that the man should met out some form of abuse. So when he receives, it's difficult. The minute we bring in, he made me do it, then it's like the woman is never wrong.
Yeah,
yes, but the woman is wrong. I have seen friends who have been abusive to people, and it's subtle. It's subtle. By the time the man realizes, a lot is gone. So when we make it as like the earlier case, you made me do this. I got that because of you. This happened to me. I received your call. That's what this happened.
Yes. You see,
let's not go into that one.
Let me just say this, right? Reggie just say,
yeah.
He made this song. He said, "Me yo nipa said them tia me to me yes sada sem sa no subai na manabasa." So abuse is abuse. There are some people who like to keep to themselves. They probably know the kind of person they are, so they try as much as possible not to bring out their inanimate or their animal side. But there are people who end up getting them to show that kind of act. At the end of the day, they become abusers.
I get it, but you say there are causes and reactions. But then, where lies forgiveness in all these? If I'm always going to react to that extent, just because you did something wrong, then the chain never breaks. Because when I'm done, you would also react, because then I've reacted because of something that you did. That will be.
It's still the same form of abuse, because fine, you feel you should be able to absorb, forgive, and forget. You end up forgiving but not forgetting, and as a result of not forgetting, anything the person does irks you. So when the slightest thing,
But the Lord,
you flare.
I get that.
The slightest thing, you say all manner of words just because he did that.
Well, so why not just opt out rather than stay in and
Exactly.
reacting to?
Yes, opting out too becomes a no-go area because you opt out. You know, there are some people who want to be in control, but they haven't gotten the chance. You give them the small inch, and then they say, "Okay, I don't know about." So then I'll show him where power lies from now on. I would let him be a licker of my feet. I will be on him from now on. So I don't know about. This I met Shen is me a marriage at to what end?
Yeah, to what end? To what end?
You can leave, but you won't leave. You'd rather sit on the man and be on top of him and, you know, deny him sex, deny him all respect that a man needs to be accorded. He made a mistake, yes. If you're not cool with it, just up and leave. But you rather stay and make life miserable for a man. That one too is abuse. No matter where it is, or no matter how it is coined, it is still abuse.
It is. I want to find out. So, at what point do we draw a line? You know, sometimes it's not as though it may be an unconscious, not to hold breath, but sometimes it may be an unconscious behavior trait. So, at what point are we drawing the line that maybe it's a flaw in my behavior, my behavioral pattern? It's not necessarily that I want to mete out some abuse to you. So at what point are we drawing the line that no, this is way past a behavioral flaw and you are actually abusing me?
Well, I think we need to recognize that it comes down to responsibility. Okay, it comes down to responsibility. If the form of abuse, whatever form of abuse you are having to endure as a man, and relationship is causing you to begin to rethink about your self-worth, then you must understand that your abuser is more than just a character flaw. You understand? Because then now, see, if you react to it, then you also become now something you are not. Understand? I mean, often you hear people say, "Oh, this person is a very calm person." He was a very calm person. Okay, this guy, this is how, and personally, if I do say so myself, I want to think I'm a really very calm person on a very good day, you know, and try to be considerate towards the people I'm engaged with, okay? But if after enduring patterns, sessions of abuse from those who supposedly love me, okay, and then I notice that no, now I'm becoming vengeful, I begin to think about which other ways to repay back this form of abuse, or how I can handle this thing and probably cause harm in return, then you should know that what you are becoming is just as equal to the person who is dishing out the abuse to you. Okay, and so you begin to not see that, okay, it's going beyond just a character of this person. Repeated sessions, you know, repeated with promises not to do it again or to do better or something like that, but then it gets repeated. Then you begin to realize that no, this is just gone beyond the physical, if you like. Yeah, if you get worse, and you notice that, okay, you know that when you repeatedly, we're kids. Some kids actually become immune to punishment. Or in school, there were guys like that. They could go and stand there and take like the severest form of punishment, some lashes, 6 hot lashes from very good teachers who could dish it out, and they just stand there. Yeah, and then you notice that usually I notice when the teacher notices that you are not flinching, then they increase the severity of the lash. Okay, so how do you stay in a relationship with this cycle? You need to call the person out for who or what it is. Yeah.
All right, but how do we seek help? Because in all of this, we cannot stay in an abusive relationship. So how do we seek help as men?
There are so many ways we can seek help. We can speak to people. When I say people, I'm talking about counselors. Maybe you know somebody your spouse really, admires, and you go speak to that person, let the person know that this is what is happening in your relationship, and it's taking a toll on the relationship and yourself.
You know the funny thing about that? That could also even lead to some form of abuse.
Yes.
So you've gone out to talk about our trash out there.
But you see, the good thing is that you have been able to
Come out
of your shell to speak about it. So whenever she messes up again, people will know that you didn't just come to blow hot air. You actually came to speak on something that is actually occurring. Men can go to police and report the abuse. They target domestic violence to with emotional abuse. Yes, we can go there. We should not be afraid of being ridiculed. It's your life.
Yeah.
The abuse can cause you to actually commit suicide. Suicide doesn't necessarily mean going to, hang yourself or take a gun and blow your brains out. You get BP, you can get stroke out of it because your mind is racing. It can actually take down your productivity at work. At the end of the day, what happens?
You'll be sacked.
You are sacked, then your trouble there, you don't gas finish. So we should be able to go to the police if it gets out of hand, speak to family, counselors, people our partners revere, and let them know that this is what is happening in the relationship. It's gotten to a point I can't handle it, or I don't want to handle it for it to get to a certain point that it will explode. So I've come to see you, speak to your daughter, speak to your friend, so that we can, settle things. If at the end of the day, all this doesn't work, man, flee. It's as simple as that. My take on such issues is this: you have two options, and the two options are simple: cleave or you leave. If you cleave, that means that you are going to set down processes, like I said, speaking to people, so that things would be normalized. But if you think that you can't handle the abuse, just leave. Your sanity, your happiness, which is non-negotiable, is very key to your personal life. So leave if you can't, or cleave if you want to work it out. It's as simple as that.
Lom, your final word.
Yeah, society needs to understand that it's not all the time that the abuser is male. The abuser can be a very nice, well-made-up woman too. And we need to have the capacity. When we are discussing this topic of abuse at home, we need to make room for that that position or that compartment that talks about the man as a victim. Okay, and so that when the man comes out there to speak up about this, to seek help about this, you don't ridicule such man and make him think he's less of a man because he's talking about what his experiences are. Okay, and then if any man chooses to live a marriage or live a relationship based on abuse, okay, he should be encouraged to do so, and not made to sit in and endure it, okay, and lose his sanity while doing it.
Indeed, the man is not to be made to endure it and lose his sanity whilst doing it. Abuse is real, and it's not only women who face these situations or who are in these situations. There are lots more men out there. We are encouraging everyone who is in any form of abuse. Do not sit on it. Do not be shy about it. Go out there, report to the police, report to DOSU. And then we are also asking everyone in the society, let's support ourselves. Let's support the men most, especially, that when they report cases of abuse, we take it as serious as we do take that of women. Abuse is not good for anyone. You only have one life to live. And if you must do it and enjoy it. It's been a wonderful, informative discussion here on Unscripted series. My guests have been Delali and Lom. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming through. And I've been your host. My name is Iya Sapuma. My lovely makeup was made by Mami AC. You can follow her on Instagram on Prissy_Mami_AC and book a session with her. Until we come your way next time, it's here on the Unscripted series.
CJ TV Studio has a professional ultra-modern television studio available for rentals. Our studio is equipped for the most demanding multi-camera productions of broadcasting quality. CJ TV Studio is ready for use, and the rental price includes a technical crew, camera equipment, lighting, sound, and live video editing. We can also easily make live broadcasts on the internet. Rent our TV studio for your news bulletins, interviews, talk shows, fashion shows, webcasts, religious broadcasts, sports shows, and auditions. Contact CJ TV Studio for appointments on the following numbers: 0302-220-715 or 0545-059-319.
Do you need a place to hold an event or a place to lodge? Joe's Place, located on the West Hills near New Botiano, Accra, is the place for you.
You are welcome to Joe's Place.
We have a state-of-the-art event center fully equipped with lighting, LED display screens, and sound system. You can hold your live events, live musical concerts, wedding receptions, birthday parties, and church services at our event center. Our wedding reception package includes free decoration of the 200 seating capacity hall. We also provide wedding chairs, tables and covers, flower stands, couple chairs, wedding backdrops. Our 18-bedroom guest house has standard rooms which can be used by 1 or 2 visitors. We provide restaurant services for our guests. You can locate Joe's Place at Red Top, New Botiano, Accra, just some few minutes drive from the West Hills Mall. Please call 0302-961-906.
CJ TV, in partnership with the National Theatre, presents Miss Aquaba Fest 22. Are you 18 years and above? And do you have some knowledge about Ghana, our culture, and tourism? Get ready to participate in the maiden edition of the Miss Aquaba Fest, slated for Saturday, 6th August 2022 at the National Theatre, Accra. Auditions will take place on Friday 1st and Saturday 2nd July 2022 at the ultra-modern CJ TV Studios at Bekala Paz, Accra. Hurry and register now at www.aquabafestivals.com or call 0245-200-401 or 0242-157-111 for all enquiries. Registration is free. Juicy prizes await the ultimate winner of Miss Aquaba Fest 22, 10,000 cedis cash, a fully loaded paid for one trip to Dubai plus pocket money, and also the opportunity to feature on the cover page of the Aquaba Fest 22 magazine. Register now to take part in this 4-week tourism reality show to crown the winner of the maiden edition of Miss Aquaba. Aquaba Festival 22 is brought to you under the auspices of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture and powered by CJ Multimedia. Sponsors: